Hi, welcome to the space. This is Queer Witch Tarot. My name's Esme and Aries. This is your 2024 March reading. Happy March and happy birthday if your birthday is in March, Aries. So today we're going to have a little look at what your month holds. We're going to have a look at what challenges you might be facing. We're going to see if there's anything that you're not expecting this month. We're going to see what might be able to ground you and where you might be able to pull more inner power from. Like, what position within yourself are you able to draw more power from to be able to help you act in the world this month? Let's get straight into the cards. So for Aries, please, Spirit, how can we help Aries this month? What does Aries need to see for March 2024? What challenges might Aries be facing? What does Aries need to be aware of? What does Aries need to find a stronger understanding or develop a better relationship to something which is going on? I can feel that there's a fair bit of like uncertainty within you this month. But I think that some good things are coming for you, Aries. So far you've had the Queen of Cups come and the King of Wands. So whatever you're experiencing this month is clearly for your highest good. Yeah, just have the Ten of Cups come through. So it's clearly for, you know, creating... Sorry, 2 seconds. It's clearly for creating like sustainable happiness, whatever this shift is that you're experiencing. And it seems like that might be tough for some of you. So where can you find more stability and more strength this month? We're pulling a Celtic cross for you. So there's just 2 more cards that we're looking for, and that's finally 2. Cool. Thank you, Spirit, for sharing these cards. Okie dokie. So Aries, this month you're experiencing the Queen of Cups. So you're looking at what really makes you happy, and it's coming from a more feminine feeling. Like, it's not logically what makes you happy. It's not thinking about what should make you happy because of the situation and the context that you're in. So a relationship might not be really fulfilling you, but you're like, well, it should be making me happy, but it's not. So that's something to let go of mentally. Obviously not necessarily need to break up, but yeah, this is a time for you to experience sensuality and feel into your emotions. So really, really go through life and feel what makes you feel good and follow more of that. Yeah, there feels like there's a very clear focus on a goal. Like, you're very driven and there's very specific things that you're wanting to create for yourself in life. And this can mean that you're not necessarily always feeling fulfilled moment to moment. So it's about finding the little things in life, you know, finding the small things which bring you joy each day. So again, what makes you feel good in everyday life? What do you look forward to? What does your soul say yes to? What does, you know, if you feel your body, like, where does your body feel good in certain situations? So start to really pay attention to that. This is almost like the challenge that you're experiencing this month, is really honing in what makes you feel good, Aries, and what makes you not feel so good. So the thing which might challenge you this month or prevent you from being able to really, really easily experience and explore what these things are which make you feel really happy is the King of Wands. So in this position, this card might be to do with, well, that's not going to get me towards my goal long term, so why should I bother? It's like some of you are sacrificing feeling good now because you're prioritizing how good you'll feel in the future. This can be to do with like a living situation, this can be to do with job. Some of you might be suffering at work, but because it's making you the big bucks, you're not willing to shift it. This is something to start questioning for yourself, because ultimately, power in life as an individual, and as an individual that impacts the world around them, power comes from happiness and joy and peace and fulfillment in everyday life. Like, it's like accumulated energy. Like, the more fulfillment you have in small moments in everyday life, that leads you through to be more receptive to external opportunities which match your happiness. So for some of you that are dealing with depression or anxiety or struggling in some kind of way, there's a real call to look inward and start developing and creating a personal, joyful interconnectivity and relationship with the world around you. Again, in very small moments. So really being mindful and present about how things make you feel is going to really help you to achieve in life fulfillment. You know, you want to be going through life with ease and feeling happy and feeling sublime as much as possible. And the more you cultivate that for yourself, the more that you're going to be able to create moments of that long term. Yeah, it also says watch out for like cold-blooded creatures. Like watch out for people that don't make you feel good. You don't need to give any time or energy to them, really. If you're in a job and you're suffering a little bit because there's somebody that isn't so nice or something, you don't have to give any of your emotional power to them. You can be black and white, keep it easy. Have your boundaries, you know? So what is grounding you at the moment in March, Aries, is really what we've already been speaking about. You know, it's the 10 of Cups in reverse. So the cups in tarot speak to fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. Cups are water, so water is emotional energy, and the 10 is the most that you can have. So this card depicts like extreme happy family vibes, but it's genuine, it's positive. You know, these people are on earth, they're joyful, they really don't have much, you know. If you look at this card, they don't have anything around them, they just have themselves and then each other. So again, we're really looking at what makes you happy in day-to-day life. It's such a clear message, Aries. Such a clear message. Some of you could really do with gratitude journaling at the end of each day or at the start of each day, really writing about what exactly makes you happy or what exactly that you are grateful for. Like really get it detailed so you really start to build that joy from within. And as well, there's like, with these two people, there's an openness. I don't know if any of you are in codependent relationships or are having some kind of relationship sort of difficulties, maybe not romantic, but like friendship. You know, something to work on is really being your own person and noticing where you have attachments come up and noticing where there are difficulties and dealing with them almost by yourself, sharing and expressing and, you know, letting somebody know what you're dealing with, but not putting it on somebody to work out for you. Like, it's internal work that you've got to do to be able to ground yourself, working on root chakra, red trousers, red food, like work on your root chakra, work on your security, which will allow you to have these beautiful relationships where you don't want anything from anyone. You have everything you need, but then you build beautiful things with people, you garden together, you know? So, in the position of what's crowning you, so what you feel proud of, you've had the Three of Swords, so I don't know if some of you, again with the relationship thing we were just talking about, I don't know if some of you have some kind of ego or pride around being in difficult situations where you can be like, well, you know, I can be in a difficult situation and I can still do all of these things. Look at how great I am. Some of you might be in like abusive relationships where it's like, well, you know, I do all these amazing things. Look at how great I am for still dealing with this thing, which is really difficult in my life, and succeeding in all these different ways. That's something to look at. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to say around that. Is that positive? Does that sound positive to you? My personal judgment is no, that doesn't sound positive. You're maybe putting yourself in dangerous situations and not allowing yourself to have the most fulfilled life because you have some pride or some ego. Yeah, if you look... Sorry, card. If you look at this image, it's not a happy one. You know, there's rain pouring down, and obviously rain is great because it makes things grow. But it's not the end state. Like, this is part of your process to be in this kind of situation, maybe. And it might be not as extreme as an abusive relationship, but it might be something to do with how you're thinking about life, or something to do with situations that you put yourself in, right? You don't need to do that. You can at any point stop, you know, like let go of whatever does not serve you. If it's still serving your ego, then there's clearly more to look at there, and there's clearly more to kind of pick away and find your inner peace away from that situation. I guess also be forgiving and loving for whatever that thing is that you're in, because it is leading you into being self-sustainable and self-loving. So in your past placement, you've had the Ace of Swords in reverse. So I think some of you in the past, even in the recent past, have had very strong thoughts and ideas about what makes success, what makes you a successful person. It's very logical, very, very like right side thinking. Left side's like creativity, right side's logic. So it's very, very, very logical thinking, and very doesn't always come from the heart. You haven't always been acting from the heart. And this is maybe why you're in this situation now, where you're trying to find yourself and trying to find your genuine happiness, because, you know, we've all been part of a system where you go to school, you go to uni, you get a good job, you make loads of money, you settle down, have some children, buy some dogs, look after some dogs. But does that really make you happy? You know, that again is a lot about ego and looking good and all of that stuff, pride, arrogance. So this seems to be a real turning point for you, Aries. Again, being loving, being caring. Remember that you're, you know, you're part of this bigger organism. You're like a beautiful, like leafy growing plant, and you're fruiting. And you have to remember that whatever you're putting into your tree, whatever you're watering your soil with, whatever you're putting your intention in, is what you're going to produce at the end. So really come back into that presence, come back into that joy. Remember that you deserve joy in every moment. Your future is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like 3 is it's obviously a triangle, right? So we're not at a place of balance where we're like 4 or 2 where it's harmonious or 1 where it's self. It's almost like there's like power dynamics at play, but then there's also the other side of that where it's being able to be in community and be self-reliant, but also being able to share and being somewhat dependent because you're part of the same organism. But I think it being in reverse talks to like I don't know what the word is, but like putting yourself back together. So remembering why your root chakra is great, remembering why your sacral chakra is great all the way up, remembering why, like, have gratitude for your right hand, have gratitude for your left ear, like something to do with bringing the body back together and bringing it back into harmony with spirit and soul and life and self. There's some real healing going on and it's not easy. So I guess just remember that you can reach out for help at any point. You can see a therapist. You can call your parents if your parents are still here. You can write letters to people that aren't here. You know, there's always ways of asking for support from the people around you who do love and adore you. Okay. So the next part of the spread talks about the future, like the kind of the future in the far distance. It starts off by having a look at where your mind is at now, where your thoughts are, and then looking at your environment, so the things that are around you, the thoughts that are around you. So your brain is at the devil, which is great. The devil talks about subconscious desires and looking at what you really want in life. You know, you've got the right and left side, and they are like chained to this creature or this energy that isn't visible. It's an archetype, so it's like a darker energy, but it's also the thing which really fuels you. Like, what is it that you really want in life? And the devil is feeding fire to this person. So what is it which sets you on fire? What is it? What is it that brings you that joy which is intense in feeling? So this is where your mind is at, right? You're thinking about your life, you're thinking about where you want to go in the future. Again, come back into now, constant message. And think about what you want right now. What do you want your life to be right now? What changes can you make to make sure that you're giving yourself the most opportunity of feeling fulfilled and feeling vibrant and bright and in joy and in love with life? Some of you maybe need to book a holiday. Some of you just need to get up a bit earlier and go for a walk in the morning. You know, like, nothing really is too small to create change. Like, witchcraft is all about action with intention. So what is it that you want to feel? I want to feel happy. What is it that I'm going to do to channel energy into my happiness? I'm going to make a tea and I'm going to mix it and I'm going to wish and bless myself being happy and bless people for being happy. It's as simple as that. You just need to have some moments of mindfulness throughout the day where you're being in intention and you're asking for something specific. And that can be any practice. That can be yoga, that can be painting, that can be dancing, that can be going for a run, can be just going downstairs and sitting at an altar. You know, it's really simple, and none of us have an excuse to not do an action for themselves for good intention. So the people around you, or your environment, or your home environment, or your work is at a state of like suppressed emotion. I get the feeling that some of you can't be like fully honest with who you are in a place that you spend a lot of time. That can be beneficial because it can allow you to really appreciate who you are outside of that space. Maybe it is a challenge for you to actually show up authentically in these spaces. Maybe it's a further challenge of, okay, you're a vegan and you work at McDonald's, maybe you should quit your job and find another one. So there's some changes to make. What you desire most and what you are scared of most is the reversed Six of Cups, which if you look is a really, really sweet card. I always feel like a lot of joy when I'm with this card because it's cute. It's really cute, you know, like it's like a mushy, like, oh, feeling that you maybe get if you see a baby or a baby dog or something, you know. We all want this, and because it's reversed, it's like it's an internal thing. You want to feel squishy about yourself, you want to feel annoyed with yourself and be accepting and loving. And some of you are scared for what that is because you've never had that level of acceptance from your family or your parents or your lover. Like, it's a real big thing to step into self-acceptance and self-love and self-appreciation, and it's understandable why it's scary. The benefits to this are very clear. You know, there's just goodness which can come from this. Obviously, if people take it too far and you go into narcissism, that's a complete different energy to this squidgy energy from what I've experienced in my life. The outcome for your month, Aries, is the Knight of Cups. So this is really fantastic. This is you stepping towards your happiness. This is you delivering your filled cup to the king and queen of your heart. You know, it's a slow, steady, explorative mission. And this is what you're stepping into this month. You know, you're willing yourself to sit with pain and transmute that into joy. You're willing to let go and forgive. And you're willing to experience happiness. It's a really beautiful card, Aries. I hope you have a fantastic month. I might see if there's like a final card for you. Any other messages or something that Aries would benefit from seeing at this moment? Nice. So you had Nine of Pentacles, which is somebody who's pretty proud of themselves for making the changes that they've needed to make for a long time. The Ace of Cups, which is mega support. It's just really affirming to let it all go. Let yourself feel the things that you're feeling and remember that real goodness is coming. And then the Magician. So you are creating your reality, Aries. Choose wisely? Question mark. But no, really, like, do yourself a service, do the world a service, and make those decisions, make those changes that you need to make to come into your joy. I hope this has been helpful to you. Please let me know in the comments below if it has. Please share this with anybody that you think would resonate with it. Wish you all the best and see you next month.